Wemby, and I would argue, John, we talked about this on Friday. Wemby has become a bit of a villain with some people. He's become polarizing.
Yeah.
In the same way, for example, that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander became polarizing. In the same way that a lot of NBA stars, a lot of stars in general, become polarizing. Is it possible to become a huge star in the league and not have a bunch of the world hate you?
It's a great question.
Because it's almost like...
Did people hate Jordan? People hated Kobe.
People hated Kobe.
Do people hate Shaq?
God, Shaq may...
It's like a big kid.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody hated Shaq. But it's hard. And
I'm sure somebody did. People who went up against them all the time and couldn't stop him. Eventually, you won't like this person.
Yeah, it's the expression, it's his time in the barrel. They use it in politics a lot. It's his turn. It's his time in the barrel. It's Wemby's time in the barrel.
Yeah, but he did some things that were deserving of criticism.
Yeah.
I mean, he made some mistakes, like when he pointed to Mitchell Robinson and said, "I'm in his head." Yeah. Well, that's what you do when you're up 3-1, not down 3-1.
Not down 3-1. Here's Windy on where Wemby is right now.
He absolutely has shown that he is very likely the future of the NBA, and he's shown he is not a finished product. We saw a streak of immaturity that really came to the fore in this postseason. Some of his decisions were really hurtful to his team, including the flagrant fouls. We will never know what would have happened to have the NBA considered suspending him for the potential flagrant that wasn't called on Jalen Brunson. He might have not been playing in a Game 6 tomorrow because of some of his decisions. We also saw a player that under the immense pressure didn't have offensive moves to go to. And he was self-critical of that, even more so when he answered questions in French. When you see the translations, he was self-critical of how much he needs to improve. I know that some of his comments came off as arrogant, and I definitely think there is a streak of arrogance in him as well. But I think all in all, him talking about how much he needs to improve and how much his shortcomings affected his team is the correct way to respond to the way this series went.
Yeah, he had a great series, but he had bonehead moves and
and he didn't shoot very high percentage on either. I think he shot 27%
he's
from
not
three.
Efficient.
But I'll say it again. I don't think there are any two players you could trade to San Antonio to get Wemby out of there. I think he's the most untradeable player in the NBA, don't you?
I absolutely
And
do.
I've said this before. I think there are 7, well, now even less because the Knicks probably wouldn't do it. But I think there's only 3 or 4 teams that wouldn't trade their whole team for Wemby. I think he's that good.
I mean, to me, is Wemby still the face of the NBA?
Well, Jalen Brunson took a little bite out of that.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson.
I think honestly, with the different teams winning the championship, there's a lot of faces of the NBA.
Right, and Em, you brought up an interesting point today. Is it better when you've got, for example, a team like the Lakers in their day, Golden State at their time, where you get a big giant that wins multiple championships, or is it better like it is now, where it's kind of rolled the dice, last 8 years, different champion every year? What's better for the league?
For the league, they would tell you it's great that they've had 8 champions in 8 years. They're always talking about parity. I like the 800-pound gorillas.
Yeah. I
like super teams that can be knocked off. Like I think it's fun to see if the Dodgers can win a 3rd straight title.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can, but it's fun to watch them try. I think, when the Patriots are really good, it's fun to see somebody knock them off.
Yep.
So for that reason, I would opt for dynasties over parity. How about you?
We are in the land of parity. I actually like parity. I love the fact that every year you go to the playoffs, you roll the dice, let's see who pops up.
It gives more teams hope.
And by the way, it gives the Lakers hope. It gives us as Laker fans hope that, we make the exact right moves like the Knicks did to put together a team around our star.
And I'll say it again.
Luka.
I said it earlier in the show. All of those Knicks moves, when they made them, were criticized.
Yeah.
People said, you can't give Jalen Brunson, a backup point guard in Dallas, $100 million. You can't trade 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges.
Yep.
But the Knicks did all that stuff, and it turned out great. So maybe they're the new model.
Especially
Take big swings.
When they fired Tibbs last year, I think everyone was up in arms because they thought Tibbs was a good coach, that he had gotten them as far as they did in the playoffs. But, it just was the special sauce that Mike Brown had, the relationships that he had, the way that he coached them. clearly outcoached Mitch Johnson in this series.
By the way, you mentioned the Dodgers.